Black Oni. Yo, what's up guys? This is your boy JBlaze06 here giving you some gameplay footage of the Destiny Alpha. And what you're seeing right now is just me going through these different races and genders to pick which kind of character I want to create. So basically I'm going to try to make a character that looks just like me. Right now, that is not what I look like. You can see in my other videos what I look like, but basically these are all the different options you have for choosing your different character the way you want them to look. You can be robotic, or you can be unawoken, or you can be different alien species. We have a lot of different options for, markings that you can have on your face, things to differentiate yourself from other players if they have something very similar. And I imagine when the game finally releases in its full form, you'll have even more options than these. But so far, you got a pretty nice range of different things. You're not going to see Skyrim level of detail for modifying different things about your face. And there's another game called Black Desert, I think it is, that lets you go super wild with your customization. But this is just an overview of what your customization options will be in this game. And it's a lot better than a lot of other games that are multiplayer focused right now. And you'll see here there's a bunch of different hairstyles you can have, and some of them don't look that great. Again, some of them some of that can be due to the fact that this is the alpha and there's still a lot of things that need to be done. But I would say the weakest graphical thing about the character models would be the hair. They just look a little looks kind of like pixelated in a lot of ways and kind of flat. So here, of course, this is one of the loading screens that you'll see when you're jumping into the game. And even, attention to detail when it comes to certain things like the loading screen and seeing a beautiful view really makes a huge difference in terms of how you perceive the value of the game. And jumping right into the game, I was presented with, these options of certain control options, and you can summon your vehicle anywhere you are as long as you're allowed to. And that person that was with me was just some random person that I just jumped into the game with. That was some of that progressive, multiplayer experience, and I was getting used to the controls here. Of course, R1 being the melee button, and with R2 being the shoot button, L1 being the ability to use one of your abilities. So in the case of my Titan, I was playing as a Titan for this. It was throwing a flash grenade that you can upgrade to do actual damage. And so here, I'm summoning my vehicle again. I really love that ability to just jump into your vehicle at any point and it kind of materializes in front of you. Here you can see some of the beautiful vistas that you'll be presented with. And now I'm shooting some, creatures in the face with this shotgun. I will say, in terms of aiming, at first it takes a little while to get used to, but it's fairly standard in terms of any other game. It feels really nice, feels natural, and yeah, I was really impressed with it. I turned my sensitivity up because I just need to have the sensitivity up. And my only gripe about the aiming is that you can't really have that same flexibility of aiming while you're sprinting. But if you're not sprinting, the aiming feels perfect. And here, this is like one of the creepier things that happens in the game. I was really surprised actually to see how creepy this really was. But when you were walking through that cavern, it was very creepy. I was kind of just like, oh, what the hell's going on? That wizard there is one of the first, I guess, major encounters that you'll face, and it was very difficult. I'm not even gonna lie and say that I brushed that whole thing off. I did not, and I didn't do that. I got killed there, as you see, because I just couldn't take on all that. And this is a quick look at some of the customization options you have in terms of editing your loadout and editing what weapons you have, and the different your class has all these different abilities. So lift, you can leave your finger on, you can double jump and basically use your jetpack. The flashbang grenade, it disorients the enemies for a little while, but it also damages them once you upgrade it. The Fist of Havoc is like a special ability, and then the Storm Fist is a melee attack that does bonus damage. And then when you upgrade that, you'll see in the first part of the video I meleeed someone and just did a regular attack, but eventually you can infuse your melee attacks with like energy, which is really awesome. And here is some PvP. A lot of people have some questions about PvP, and I really enjoy the PvP aspects of this game. You will see another video of me actually just straight up only doing PvP, going against some other people. And right here, you can see at the bottom there, I was playing with my boy Trinity Mark Blue. Shout out to you, man, for playing with me. But yeah, the PvP felt super awesome. I really loved a lot of the aspects about the PvP, but you'll be seeing very soon here, you know, going in with a shotgun. The shotgun is a monster of a weapon. If you get a chance to use that weapon or have that in your inventory, definitely use it. It is a go-to weapon for me. And again, you'll see in another video of me using that quite a bit in a capture the flag, not capture the flag, kind of like a, yeah, look at this. First of all, I want to say the thing I didn't like about the PvP was how impossible it is to take someone down when they're in a vehicle. I don't know what level you have to be in order to unlock the heavy weapons, but there was nothing in my inventory that would have helped me take him down. And that is my major gripe about the player versus player interactions online. Is that you look, this guy basically has no health, and it's taking 3 people shooting at him to kill him. That's a lot of people shooting at one opponent on a regular vehicle. You know, it just took a little bit too much to take him down, and that's my gripe about the PvP in terms of these maps that let you use vehicles, is that you don't really have that many options to take them down unless you yourself are in a vehicle of some sort. And we both killed each other here, which is pretty funny. And here's some more action of kind of seeing your ship in action. You can eventually customize the way that your specific ship looks. I don't know how deep that goes because I didn't really get a chance to get that deep into that, but I'm hoping you can change the colors and emblems and, you know, add logos and stuff like that. That'd be a really cool way to differentiate yourself from other players. And again, as you're going through different menus and you're going to your next place you're going to go to play, you're presented with these loading screens that are all kind of visual things. They're not just like, hey, loading screen is a picture. It's like actual animations going on screen. It's taking you to a location. So it makes sense in context, and I really, really like that. And again, this is jumping into a co-op environment. Again, with Trinity Mart Blue, you can see him over there. We're kind of getting used to, basically still getting used to playing the game and being able to summon your vehicle whenever you want, you know, exploring the areas. Because one of the great things about this game that reminds me of Borderlands, for example, is the exploration, and the exploration is very strong in this game. And you'll see here, exploration takes you to various locations, and one of these, look, I'm doing 1 damage to this guy with one of my most powerful weapons, and of course, you know, I'm only a level 6 at 5 at this point. I can't remember which level I am, but these guys don't even have numbers next to their levels. That's how powerful they are. So exploration is a really cool aspect of this game, and this is kind of where the Dark Souls-esque aspect comes as well. Like, oftentimes you'll encounter enemies that are just too powerful for you to be facing on, and you can try to take them down, but realistically, that will probably happen a lot. Me dying, or you dying in that case. And again, you know, looking up at the sky, you can see all the particle effects falling down. You know, the game doesn't run at 60 frames per second, but it does run at a buttery smooth frame rate. You'd be hard pressed not to really think of it more so. And that's that energy melee upgrade I was telling you about before. There's a lot of aspect about this game that really has me excited. You know, again, more of this exploration aspect and more discovery. You know, finding new areas to play around in, and really interacting with the environments. And the music, you can't hear it now. The music comes together so well, and it's such a nice package. You feel really good when you're playing this game. And again, there's a lot of times where it's very creepy, it's very atmospheric, it's very Dark Souls-esque. So if I had to combine this game into, you know, what would be the 3 games that this would remind me of the most, it would be Halo in terms of kind of the feel and the you know, the weight of the characters and kind of the deliberate action. And it would also follow Borderlands in terms of like the exploration. You know, you can see the levels of the people that you're going against, and you can see their health dwindling down. And it's a co-op adventure, so it has a lot of those elements in there as well. Of course, the PvP reminded me of Halo and kind of Call of Duty a little bit. And then I would say, you know, the Dark Souls in terms of, you know, it can get very difficult. This game is not a pushover at all, and I really enjoy that aspect of the game. So, of course, if you guys enjoyed this brief overview of kind of what Destiny is all about and why I'm excited about it, make sure you press the like button and share your comments down below. Subscribe for more awesome content, and there will be more art-related content. Don't worry, I have a lot of awesome things on the way. Anyway, thanks for watching. Game on. Jay Blaze out.